I did forget. Yeah, as I was saying, today I'm going to go over an intermediate approach towards the Ichimoku cloud. And also, I'm going to recap it a bit more, just so you guys understand a bit, all right? Can I do that? Do you guys want to learn an intermediate way to approach Ichimoku cloud? Yes? Lovely. On TradingView, no KDJ. Okay. So, Delia, I'll tell you guys why. Let me share my screen with you guys first. Delia asked Armin, why can't I find some of the indicators that I see on TradingView, like KDJ, on Trade Nitro? Right, Delia? Now, you guys might be wondering, why do I now have some of the indicators in Trade Nitro? No, it's not only Trade Nitro, none of the brokers have it. And there is a reason to it. Remember, I told you guys TradingView, this website, is like the Instagram of trading. People can come publish their ideas and so on. They can also publish their own indicators. They are called community scripts. So if I was to click on indicators, I write Ichimoku, for example. Now you guys see there's built-in ones, which is technicals. It says Ichimoku Club, which you can find everywhere. And then there's these community scripts. You guys see each one of these are indicators. You cannot find these as the owner of these indicators, right? They have the right to these indicators and they don't want to give the rights out. So that's simply the reason why you don't find it. There is no errors, no nothing. That's only the reason. Okay. Now, so the solution for me to tell you guys, if you're an individual who wants to take trading seriously, okay, I would open a TradingView account. It's free. You guys can just go create an account if you guys don't want to do too many stuff. And if you want to take it seriously, like go pro, then yeah, you need to pay $10 a month or something. It's a subscription thing. But yeah, TradingView is a great website and I highly suggest you guys using it for your analysis. Now, today I'm going to cover Ichimoku intermediate approach with you guys. Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. Thank you for asking. You're welcome. I'm going to just pull up the chat right there so I see it. The questions, but it takes the screen. It's okay. Every time I finish a section, I'm going to come back to your questions, guys. All right. Now, before I begin today's session, I want you guys to understand you cannot take one strategy and run it through the whole day and expect perfect results. I told you guys this yesterday. All right. And an individual DM'd me on Instagram asking me, Armin, why did you say this? Now, the reason being is the market tends to be volatile in certain hours. It tends to be quiet in certain hours. The market condition, I always like to compare it to this. This is the example I always use with people when it comes down to trading. The market condition, you guys can see if it's a volatile market or it's just sleeping, it's dead candles and so on. There's not much volatility, not many people buying and selling and so on. These are different market conditions, right? There are conditions that if you have a news inside the market, that's a condition. Or if you have the president speaking, that still affects the currency pair, right? Now, market condition is like the weather condition outside. You can't say, I'm going to take Ichimoku strategy and take it and use it everywhere at any time. That won't work. It's like me saying, I'm going to wear a jacket. Rather it's sunny, raining, snowy, I'm still keeping it on. It does not make sense, right? So what I suggest, what I give you guys always before I start is the time frame and the type of market you guys need to use that certain strategy on. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the indicators first. Yeah. I'm going to bring up my indicators first. Today we'll be talking about ichimoku again. So if you guys missed it yesterday or you guys still feel like you don't understand, I'll recap it for you guys. Sounds good? And then I'll tell you guys the principle behind the strategy, which is similar to yesterday's, but we add more confirmation. And then I'll show you guys some examples. And we are good. Is that fine with you guys? Can I go ahead and do that? Can I do that with you guys? Do I have the permission? Yeah, I don't know. Some individuals tend to not see the screen. However, I have another screen right now open and I see it perfectly. And I'm sure a lot of individuals see it too. Yeah. Now, cool. Since I'm allowed to do that, what I'll do is I'll pull up my first indicator, yeah? Do you guys remember what the indicator was called? I just repeated the name probably 150 times. It's called Ichimoku Cloud. It's called the Ichimoku Cloud. Now, Ichimoku Cloud it's a collection of technical indicators. It's a collection of different technical indicators that shows us support and resistance levels. If you guys don't know what that means, don't worry. But most importantly, it will show us the momentum and the trend direction of the market. And yesterday I covered this. You all know how we treat Ichimoku by now. Am I right on saying that? So can you guys tell me, can you guys please tell me, if my Ichimoku is red, what am I going to look for? What am I going to look for? I'm going to look for sells, downtrend. Correct. Correct answers only. Lovely. Now, we understand if my Ichimoku cloud is red, we are on a downtrend and I will only look for sell trade ideas. Why? Because the momentum is towards the downside. The trend is towards the downside. And I always want to go with the trend, right? I always want to go with my friend. The trend is your friend. Now, what I'm going to do, okay, and of course, vice versa, right? If it's green, it tends to move towards the upside. So I'll look for buying opportunities. All right. Now, the strategy I'll cover with you guys now is more intermediate. However, since you guys came on yesterday, or I assume you guys watched the video, yesterday's recording, you guys, this should be easy for you guys now at this point. Like a lot easier than yesterday, if that makes sense. Now, the Ichimoku settings, I keep it on default. I do not change anything. So the way you add it is the way you will keep it. The same way you add it, that's it. So that's my first indicator. The second indicator I added yesterday, can you guys tell me what it was, please? KDJs, yes. My KDJ. And the creator of this indicator is 21 Lambos 21, okay? Because there's a lot of KDJs, just so you guys don't get confused. Now, I see a lot of individuals actually studied the call yesterday. I love it. I truly do love it. Now, my KDJ, let me just make this a bit bigger, put it full screen. Lovely. Now, the way I treat my KDJ, let me actually take this color off. But then the black doesn't show. It's okay. I'll keep this on. I don't want to make you guys confused. So the way we treat KDJ, okay, the way we are going to treat KDJ is when my black KDJ line intercepts with my other two KDJ lines from above, that's a sell idea. That's a sell trade idea. Just like this one. My black KDJ line intercepted with my other two KDJ lines from above. So that's a sell idea. That's a sell example. And vice versa. If my black KDJ line intercepts with my other two KDJ lines from below, then it's a buy trade idea. It's a buy example. Now, just like this one, this came from, can you guys tell me, would you guys buy or sell in this occasion? Or would we look for buys or sells in this occasion? Let me pull up the chat. Sell, sell, sell. Lovely. Lovely. Now, how about in this? Are we going to sell or buy when we see this interception? Buy, buy, buy. Lovely, lovely. Now, let me make this. Now we know how to treat KDJ. We know how to treat the Ichimoku cloud, right? It seems like a lot of you guys are not familiar with these two and how we read these. Am I right on saying that? Now, can I go ahead and show you guys the third indicator we are going to add on? They're already dropping it. Lovely. Yes, yes, go ahead. Lovely. Now, exactly. Some people already know what I'm going to drop. But if you guys are not familiar with it, I'm going to go to the indicators part and I'm going to type down RSI, or also known as relative strength index. My relative strength index. Now, this is a built-in indicator. You can use it everywhere. If I was to click this, oh, now I have a third sentiment on my chart, right? Now I have this purple line and so on. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you guys how to read this, okay? But once you guys add this, so in regards to Ichimoku and KDJ, for my Ichimoku and KDJ, I did not change the settings, right? Everything was default. For my RSI, because it's designed for a long-term trade, I'm going to change the settings and bring it more compatible with binary trading. Now, the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to come down to settings. So I came down to settings of my RSI. Click input. I came down to settings, click input. And the only thing I'm going to change on inputs is my length. You guys see length? I'm going to change it to 5. Notice how it changed? Notice the line changed? Yeah. Now, so I came down to settings, inputs, and I made my length 5. My RSI length is 5. Now we are all set to go with the strategy, guys. Okay. Now, I always like to say this. We treat trading like democracy. We want more opinions before we make a decision. We want more ideas, more perspectives before we conclude everything, right? Before we rest everything down. Now, the reason I say this is this. Each indicator is like an opinion. So if you have two indicators, you have two different opinions. If you have three indicators, then you have more opinions, right? It's better. More indicators agreeing with you is good. Now, of course, you cannot go add 10 indicators in a row and just watch all of them to make sense and take a trade. That's not what I mean. The combinations I give you guys is perfectly matched. Okay? Meaning, I give you guys a sentiment indicator. I give you guys a ranging indicator. I give you guys a trigger indicator. Now, if you guys don't know what these means, don't worry. Okay? But all I want to tell you guys is this. We want more opinions before we conclude everything, before we take a trade. That's why with today's session, I want you guys to add RSI. And trading in this strategy going forward, I want you guys to have this on your screen at all times. Now, why 5? Let me pull up the chat. Did somebody ask? Yeah, why 5? So the reason we make it 5 is, you see, it says RSI length. Now, if it was 14, right? The default was 14, correct? That's designed for Forex trading, foreign exchange trading. Now, if you guys don't know what it means, it's simply the same thing, USD, CAD, and so on. However, it's a different form of trading, okay? Now, without making you guys confused, why we made 5 is this. When it says 14, it takes in consideration the last 14 candlesticks. The algorithm it's doing, it takes in consideration the last 14 candlesticks. But when I choose 5, it takes in consideration the last 5 candlesticks when it's going up or down, those little ups and downs. Does that make sense? And the reason I take in less amount of time is because we want short-term trades, right? Please repeat LOL. No problem. Now, the reason we changed the RSI length from 14 to 5, an individual asked, is because when it's 14, it takes in consideration a longer period of time. When I choose 5, it takes in consideration a short period of time, which is 5, right? And we are fast-paced trading, right? We are trading on fast-paced currency pairs. That's why I bring it down to 5. Does that make sense? Does that make sense with you guys? Yes, yes, yes. Lovely. Now, so once I added my RSI, Armin, how do we treat RSI? You keep adding these lines. How do we treat RSI now? Now, the way we treat RSI is as following. I always use the tennis ball example. We treat this purple line, this RSI line, like a tennis ball. If you was to bounce a tennis ball and throw it to the floor, it's gonna bounce back up, right? If you was to throw a tennis ball to the ceiling, just like this one, it bounces back down. Now, these, you guys see these, let me make these lines more visible for you guys. So it's more clear. Now, so we treat the purple line like a tennis ball. And we treat the green line, or you might have a white line, which is also known as the 30 area. You guys see it says 30. We treat this line as the floor, and we treat the red line or the 70 area as the ceiling. Okay. So if my purple line is a tennis ball, if it was to drop down to the floor, I know it's going to bounce back up to the ceiling. Right? Now, are we clear about how we treat RSI now? I haven't showed you guys the strategy yet. Are we clear what RSI is? It's like a tennis ball, any other tennis ball indicator. We also call this inside the trading world oscillating indicators. Now, did I just... Perfect. So I'll just make my settings back to 5. Let me make the color more visible. How do you know what indicators go together? All right. Now, do you guys want me to explain this real quick? Can I do that? I don't want it to get boring for you guys. If you guys want to learn, I'll tell you guys why. Because an individual asked, what was the question? How do you know what indicators go together? Now, the way we put indicators together. So there's 3 different types of indicators. Okay. And note down if you guys want to note it down. Number 1 is a sentimental indicator. Now, a sentimental indicator will show you the trend, the momentum inside the market. Can you guys let me know what's my sentimental indicator on my screen right now? Which one is my sentimental indicator? Ichimoku, lovely. Lovely. Yeah, first one, ichimoku, lovely. So, 1, sentimental indicator, check. Now, the second type is ranging. It shows you the range, if it's overbought or oversold. You know what I mean? It shows you if they're buying too much or they're selling too much. Now, it's called a ranging indicator. It shows you the range inside the market. Can you guys let me know, what do you guys think is the ranging indicator on my screen? RSI, KDJ, RSI, that's a mix. Now, I know the reason you guys say the wrong answer, because you guys don't know the trigger indicator. That's why. If you guys knew, you guys would have answered it clear. Now, the ranging indicator is RSI, because remember I told you guys it shows me the overbought area, the oversold area. Now, these support and resistance lines, all these, the floor and ceiling, remember I told you guys this? Now, it acts as the overbought and oversold area. It shows me the range inside the market, if you're on a long range or if you're on a short range. Okay. And the third type of indicator is trigger indicator. Matthew, exactly. The trigger indicator, it tells me when to pull the trigger. So I have my side, I have my range, and then I have my trigger. Does that make sense? I have my direction, I have my range, and then I have my trigger. I feel like I explained this nice. I truly do feel like I explained this nice. Lovely. Perfect. Now, here's what I'm going to do. The individual who asked the question, is that clear to you? I hope it is. Now, I'm going to show you guys an example. Do not worry. Do not worry. Remember, I told you guys, you already know how we use the basic strategy, yeah? You already know. We look at the trend, ichimoku, red, we are selling. We look at the trigger. Now, because we want more confirmations and I want to see my range, I'm adding in RSI, meaning from now on, if your KDJ lines cross, your ichimoku is red, but your RSI don't agree with you, we don't get in normal. We do not get in normal. We want 3 confirmations before we take the trade. Now, Armin, how are we going to know if we take the RSI or no? Pretty simple. If it's above 70, okay, if it's above 70 or it's past the ceiling, then that tells me the range is good. I can enter for a sell trade. And vice versa. Let me just mark this down for you guys so you guys know what part I'm talking about. So this was the area which went past the ceiling, right? Now I know this is an area where my range start becoming short. Now, vice versa. If it's on an overbought area, okay, it's right down, it's down to the floor. Now I know that I will look for buy examples. Now I know that the market is good to enter for a buy trade. Okay. Now I know that the tennis ball has bounced off the floor now. Okay. Now, the way we are going to mix it, yeah. So in this case, can I delete all the drawings? Lovely. Now, in this case, I want you guys to pay attention. If my KDJ lines cross, right? My ichimoku is red, cool. But my RSI is in the middle and it's already dropping. It's not as strong of a trade. So I would not enter this trade no more. Now, that's an example of what not to do, yeah? My RSI is low. The example of what to do is right here. Now, my shaded area, can you guys please let me know what color is my current shaded area in this section? Red, exactly. So I'm looking for sells. Now, my KDJ, my RSI first, right? You need to look at the ranging second. So looking at my RSI, it's on the resistance, on the ceiling, right? It's on a resistance. Now, does my RSI agree with the decision at this point? Does my RSI say yes, say sell? Yes. Now, then I would look for my KDJ. Is my KDJ selling? Sell. Yes. Now, this is when I would get 3 confirmations, right? I now have 3 confirmations. And what I'll do is I'll take a trade right at this point. 4. Does anybody know how long I'm going to take a trade for? 5 minutes, guys. This trade is 5 minutes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Because my RSI, it's showing me the range. Now I know that it's on a point where I can sell. I want to give it time. Whereas when we only looked for KDJ, we only looked for a quick spike. This case, we have more confirmations. It's a better quality trade. Now, it's less quantity. I understand that. It's less quantity, but more quality, if that makes sense. All right. Now, I'll show you guys one more example. I'll show you guys one more example. Now, can you guys please let me know what color is my shaded area? What color is my shaded area? Red, exactly. Meaning I would look for cells. And then I'll look at this point right here. I'm like, okay, KDJ is around here. RSI is around here. Wow, my RSI is at the ceiling. I know that my RSI is telling me, okay, we are on a selling range, Armin. I look at my KDJ. Does my KDJ agree with me? Yes. So that would be a 5-minute sell trade. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Would that have been a profitable trade? Would that have been a profitable trade? Now, let me reset the chart. Lovely. Yeah, I'll show you guys a buy example as well, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Same thing goes vice versa, right? You guys should be good by now. What color is my shaded area, guys? Why wait 5 minutes? Guys, if you want to do 3 minutes, do 3 minutes. If you want to do 1 minute, do 1 minute. I'm just letting you guys what works best for me and the traders around me. I'm telling you guys the things that we have experienced before. But if you want to go ahead and try 1 minute, not do 5 minutes, not listen up, that's all. Go ahead and be my guest. How do you know if it should be 1 or 5? By back testing. These trades have been back tested. So that's why. Now, I'm going to tell you now, Delia. So you asked what happens if I have dead candles. I'm going to tell you guys that now, right now. Don't worry. Now, let me close this up. Perfect. So my shaded area is green. You guys already let me know. Now, I would look for my RSI, right? Is it on a range where I can now go ahead and buy? It's at the floor now, right? Yep. And then I would look for my KDJ. Is my KDJ agreeing with me? My black line intercepts with my other two lines from below. Yes or no? Bye, yes. Lovely. Now, this would be an example for a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5-minute trade. Okay. Now, that's basically it. That's basically it. So I believe we kept it more basic. I didn't go too much intermediate, right? I had to explain the indicators part. So if you guys got confused on that a bit, so please go back and watch the recording. Now, how do you put indicators on MT5? MT5 is Forex. It's not binary options. And yeah, we covered that in other calls. Perfect. Now, let me just stop this and I'll tell you guys the time frame to use this strategy. It's same as yesterday, guys. It's the same as yesterday. Who knows yesterday's timing? Nobody? Okay, cool. 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, lovely. But why? You guys be asking why a lot today, yeah? And I'd be answering your question. So I'll be answering that too, Patrick. Why we go 7 p.m. to 1 a.m.? Oh, it's actually going to make sense on why I do 5-minute trades. It's going to make sense now if you listen up. The time zones I give you guys, it's for certain markets, meaning because Forex deals with banks and so on, if it's 8 a.m. Eastern Standard, if it's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the New York is open, like the US banks are open, the US market is open, don't you guys think there's gonna be more trades coming in the USD pairs? Don't you guys think it's gonna be more volume inside the USD market? Yes, right? Now, when I give you guys Tokyo, that's Tokyo session. That was US session, 8 a.m., right? 7 p.m. is Tokyo session. Now, the Tokyo session is good for JPY pairs, Japanese yen, and so on. Now, why do I tell you guys to use Tokyo? Because as beginner traders, if you was to jump on the markets at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, with too many spikes, ups and downs, you guys will get overwhelmed by the rapid changes. Okay. Now, the reason I tell you guys to use Tokyo is because Tokyo is smooth. It's chill. Tokyo market only does this. Sometimes there's just this. US, you might see a pair go like quick things and you won't understand. All right. So Tokyo session is much more slower. All right. And the reason we do 5-minute trades with these confirmations is because the market is slow. If you was to trade the same strategy, of course, with a different setting because it's more volatile and so on, in New York session, you can do 3 minutes. But these will come by time. All right. These will come by time. When do I trade? I just open up the markets. I'm like, okay, what's the weather condition now? Is it sunny? Okay, let's wear this t-shirt, get the strategy, go. That's how I trade. Thank you, Oliver. Now, that's basically it. So let me know if you guys are good. So I want you guys to go ahead and practice this strategy. I truly want you guys to go ahead and practice strategy. I see all your feedbacks. I see all the feedbacks, rather it's the chats, Instagram, and so on. So I like to see those results because my goal is to teach you guys how to catch some fishes, yeah? Not only sit down and give you guys trades, if that makes sense. Now, tomorrow night, but you guys said you want tomorrow morning, so I'm going to try to do tomorrow morning, drop trade ideas for you all. And then, yeah, that's basically it. All right, we are good. I will see you guys. Oh, somebody said Delia, dead candles. Okay, I'll show you guys this quick. I know people already hopped off, but I'll show you guys this. All right, whoever hopped off just lost. Now, Delia, your question is, Armin, it's just like this right here. It's the market right now, right? Remember I told you guys 12, the market becomes slow. Now, this is the slow market. If I see these small dead candlesticks and I see my cloud is flat, do you guys see how my cloud is active right here? Right? It's much more bigger. The shaded area is bigger and so on. Now, if my cloud goes flat like this, okay, just like this one, you simply stay out of the trade. If the market is consolidating this heavy, we stay out of the trade. Okay, Delia? So that's the only thing I can tell you right now. So when to not take the trade, that's when to not take the trade. All right, cool. Now, with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Is there a Q&A? There's a Q&A section. Difference between binary and digital. Wow, guys. What's the yellow line? I did not see these. Tomorrow, I will get told of these questions, all right? How can I fund through Bitcoin and so on? Those are, yeah, different questions. But yeah, Is it fixed time trading? Yes, it's fixed time trading. Where can I practice this? I already showed you guys this. I believe I covered these questions. But anyways, with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay healthy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.